I don't know. It's been a frustration. I I feel like coming into the more direct response biz op world, which I was not in before we started working together. Like when I started doing personal finance blogging, like, yeah, I did it because I wanted to help people. I also did it because, I wanted to quit my teaching job. But I never thought, I didn't have any idea of like getting rich doing it because I didn't know anything about that. Like, I didn't know that you could sell a website for a multiple. I didn't even know what a multiple was. I just wanted to make as much or more money as I was teaching, and then like have fun doing what I was doing every day. So then when I got into the biz op space, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of shady characters in the space. And I've just never really understood what's annoying about it is that it's an objection that we have to fight through. So it's like when you come in with like legitimate businesses and try to sell in the space, like one of the first things you have to do is a trust objection or overcome that trust objection. So it's just really annoying. But seems like there's almost no recourse for somebody just outright scamming people in the online space, where it's a little bit more Wild West, which I think kind of allows it to happen. Whereas like, I don't know, like a local company, if like a local company was doing the same thing, like I think that there would be some recourse for some of the things that happen. So maybe it's just a product of the internet space, just being kind of, like I said, the Wild West. Like it's kind of a gray area, like there's still not even like, we don't even have to pay the same types of taxes that other businesses have to pay sometimes, just because the government hasn't gotten around to figuring out that they can get the money from us or whatever. Like there's just interesting things like that in the online space. So maybe I just answered my own question. It's just unregulated.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it just comes down to like, if you're starting an online business, like I hope you're being like a good shit human. Like that's just
every time you say,
at the end of the day.
It's funny. Every time you say that, it's like a good shit human. Like if you put too much space in there,
you need to be like a good shit human being. No, yeah, like you need to just not be like, be a good person, man. Like I don't know why it's that hard. Like I'm not perfect. Like we're not, none of us are, but like try to do right by people, try to get people results. Don't be so focused on your own stuff that you forget about what your business is built on and who you're helping. I think this is huge. Like it's very easy, especially like in the service-based business. You go through these ups and downs if you're not careful, because you can be you're doing lead gen and you're getting people, and then you start serving those people, and then you're not doing lead gen and it drops down. But you have to find the balance. You have to serve the people, because if you just get into chasing the numbers, and there's something to that. To me, the numbers are the scoreboard. So I do want to chase that to a certain degree. But if you are just focused on grow, client acquisition, lead generation, and you're not focusing on fulfillment, it's going to bite you eventually. And you're doing it a service to your business and your brand reputation. You're doing it a service to the industry. And I think that unfortunately, there's a lot of that. Right. And really, there's a lot of it on the other side too. There's the people, they get the clients and they stay small because they never figure out the other piece. And they're just like, oh, I'm so good at what I do. I'm so good at helping these people. I care about these people so much. And so they don't actually become real business owners. And so I think really the reality is you have both sides of the coin. It's just one is more vocal because one is on the front end, one is top of funnel. But you've got to be careful of that. You can't neglect your people for growth and just like focusing all on the business. And I think there's something in the culture too of this idea of like, you've got to be working on the business, not in the business. Like you need to be doing both, Yeah.
And I agree with that for sure.
I think too, man, there's just these waves. There's like these, if you ever notice, there's like these trends or like kind of flavor of the month, like things that people are talking about. Like right now, what's funny is like, I haven't heard anybody say dry January except for you when you told me you were doing it. But there's a trend of like every single talking head on YouTube or whatever platform. And they're not talking about dry January, but they're talking about like, I've completely eliminated alcohol. This is horrible for you. It makes it so you can't sleep and blah, 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 and all these things. And I'm like, that might be true, but that is such a black and white take.
Right.
And
Yeah.
everybody has that take right now. Like that is the popular take of like, oh, I'm getting ahead in business because I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. And if you enjoy a glass of wine on the patio with your wife, like you are the devil.
Yeah. And you
Right.
do
Like,
see a lot of that right now. I've noticed
yeah.
that.
So there's always these trends, right? So there's like the hustle and grind trend. And then there's been a lot of this like, oh, make money, as much money as possible, doing as little work as possible trend. Right. And then
Yeah.
I think, and then there's this alcohol thing now. And I think there's all of these, and then there's the work on your business, not in it. All of these things are true in moderation, right? At the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But we ride these waves because polarizing messages, extreme messages are what works, because that's how these algorithms work. And we conform to the algorithm instead of just like speaking what's true to us.